Oh, hey there. Hi there, ho there. Just got back from the gym, so it means like 9 o'clock. That means it's almost old people's bedtimes. Well, not really. What time? 9:43. Good Lord. Yeah, really old people, the older they get, they stay up later. So I got that to look forward to. I guess I get more energy toward the end. I don't know, but not yet. I'm not there. I'm at the point where I don't have much energy. Anyway, Val's been working out with me again. Val's my workout partner now on a regular basis, which is awesome because at one time we used to train, hardcore together, hardcore. I didn't have any injuries. We were going heavy, hard. And she's pretty strong. Or when she's in shape, she's real strong. And she was going to do a physique show at one time, and she was very close to being there, very close. And, then she hasn't trained for a few years, so now we're back in the gym, and her strength's getting up pretty good. She's doing pullovers with some pretty good weight tonight. Anyway, I got a request, make a video about training with an umbilical hernia. And I know all about that because I've had an umbilical hernia I don't have it now, I just had it fixed, but I've had this umbilical hernia for probably, I don't know, I'll attach some pictures here that are like, 12 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. And you can see it there when I'm leaned down, in competition shape and just in decent lean condition. It's not like really unsightly. You kind of got to look for it, but if I tell you to look for it, like right above my navel, and you're going to look, you're going to see it in the picture and you're going to say, oh yeah, I see that. But it's not like it really outstanding because you got to understand that, what my physique looked like at the time overall. There was plenty to draw your attention away from that. So it wasn't that unsightly. Not like Marcus Rule now. He had one of the most visible ones at one time. Used to be a lot of guys competed with him. Marcus, his belly button literally looked like a television knob, like an old school television. You turn the knob by your hand. I don't know if any of you guys remember those or not. I'm sure my older brothers out there do. His belly button actually looked like that at one time. And he's since got it fixed. He said he got it from doing heavy leg presses, which, you can get it all kind of ways. So, if you have an umbilical hernia, then I'm sure you know what it is. It's just a tear between the muscles. That's where you get the hernias, in your stomach there, in your abs, around your navel. These tears come up between the muscles, like not really through an ab, but between them, and especially up the middle, and especially around that navel. Usually above it. You can get them up higher. If you get one up higher, that's a little more serious. But if you have an umbilical hernia, it's so commonplace. There's so many people with them, power lifters and strength athletes and bodybuilders and just regular people from training and lifting heavy. And you can be born with a deficiency there, a weak area. And that's not necessarily the case. It can be genetically, predisposed to that from birth. Not always the case and not required. Not for us. For a regular person, probably true. For us, not necessarily true because the weak spot's going to be between the abs. And if you're training, you're straining hard enough, you're building all this inter-abdominal pressure pushing outwards, from the inside, it has nowhere to go. And that's why it works. And you're able to press that way, when you lock everything up, tighten everything down. But that's what's taken the brunt of that, is that abdominal wall. All that pressure from in that cavity, that's what's taking the brunt of that, is that abdominal wall. So in between the muscles, that's where it can find a weakness, or you can develop it, and you can get a hernia. Now, a lot of guys I know, Brian Weston, he used to, go away from there. Brian Weston, escape artist cat, he used to pull, there's a video of him on the internet, just search Brian Weston pull 740. He pulled 740 in competition, no belt, nothing. You talk about raw, no belts or nothing. And, no problem. Walked out on the platform, bent down, picked that weight up, like nothing. Like he could have done, much, much more. But he pulled it no problem, and there happens to be a video of him pulling that. That's why I refer to it. And we always said to him, all of us, Jeff McVicker, me, we always said, yeah, you're going to end up with one of them little aliens trying to pop out of you, eventually you're not wearing a belt. Of course, he never thought he was going to, but he wasn't immune. Eventually, a year or two later from that, he finally did get one. So you do something long enough, hard enough, heavy enough, eventually, good possibility you could get one. So it doesn't really come from bad form or any bullshit like that. It actually comes from just straining a hell of a lot. And that's why a belt is a good idea, right? You know how they say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Well, if you wear a belt, if you wear your belt, right? You wear your belt and you tighten it up, okay? Now, when I've said this and talked about this before, somebody posted and chimed in a comment that, James, it actually raises the pressure. It doesn't lower the pressure. Yeah, it raises the pressure, and you can actually, you're going to find that you're stronger with the belt because it's kind of a crutch also, but that's not why you're wearing it primarily. It's just a little added benefit, I guess. But it gives you something to push against. You're trying to equalize the pressure. Do you understand? The atmospheric pressure out here does not equal the pressure that you're building up and generating on the inside of the abdominal wall. So the only thing holding you up are the abs. And you know, that's how you get this thing. But if you put this on, then you're pushing against this. You understand the pressure from the inside. This is wrapped around you squeezing. Okay? You probably aren't going to get an umbilical hernia if you're wearing one of these. But if you already have it, it's not like a kiss of death or anything. You can go ahead and train with it. Just be mindful of it. Don't do stupid shit that purposely aggravates it and causes it pain. Initially, it will hurt. You'll feel it. Eventually, it'll build scar tissue. You'll have a little knot there, and you won't feel any more pain. But you can get you a hernia belt. And this isn't like a truss type of thing that you wear for a hiatal hernia, which is nothing to play with. Nothing to play with. That has to be fixed. The umbilical hernia, yeah, lots of guys train with it. No, it's not reckless at all for me to tell you that. It's just reality. And you get you one of these here hernia belts. It's just a piece of elastic, stretches, and you get it like at any, drugstore, pharmacy, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, whatever the hell you got. And it just has, one part of the end of it. It's just got a little Velcro here, and you wrap it around your body, around your back, and then you stick it to the Velcro. Just wrap it around tight, stretch it around your midsection, and you put it tight. Make sure you cover that hernia. Pull that around nice and tight. All right, you want to make sure and cover the hernia. You don't want this to join like right over the hernia. You want to go beyond the hernia so you got like both layers over where that herniated area is, and then put your belt on also. But I would have this on full time in the gym when this was just to make sure, because you don't want to make it worse. And like I said, if there's any particular move that might aggravate it, don't do that shit. And then put your belt on, tighten it up around there. I mean, I leaned down and competed and everything else, and was shredded at times with it. So, and I'll put pictures up, and you can see where it is. So, I mean, that's about it. Get you one of these hernia belts if you don't want it to get worse. I've advised other people to do this. They didn't do it. And my one buddy who's very, very strong, who is a power lifter and was going to compete at the Arnold this past year that we all went, but he had an injury because it got very, very bad. He wouldn't take the advice. I'm telling you right now, get the belt, wrap it around you, stretch it around. They're very inexpensive, man. It's not even a noticeable thing. Eventually, you'll probably end up that you should have it fixed. To tell you the honest truth, if I hadn't had the surgery now with the gallbladder removal, it wouldn't be a big deal that I have to have it fixed. It's just that it was very convenient then to do just double duty. Just go in there while they remove it and repair that at the same time. It was a little bulge there. Didn't hurt. Didn't get any worse. Doctors and surgeons and everybody that ever looked at it said, that's not even enough to worry about fixing. So it's not what you think it is. Yes, it can become strangulated. It can, in very rare and dire instances, a piece of your intestine can push through and be squeezed off and close off blood flow and cause big issues. But the likelihood of that's only in severe cases. And no matter, you see a little bump there and you think that's severe, it's not severe. If you Google, you'll see severe. When people look like they got a damn, baby's head trying to poke out through there, that's severe. Softball, baseball size, just a little bump, that's not severe. And you can see in the pictures how bad it was. So anyway, that's it. That's what it is with an umbilical hernia. What are you going to do? You got it now. You either got you have one or two choices. You fix it or you don't fix it. That's all there is for now. Fix it or don't fix it. Are you going to quit training because of it? I don't think you need to quit training because of it. Just, get your hernia belt. Take precautions, man. If you train with it and it doesn't bother you, but you say, oh, I don't need the belt. I don't need a weight belt. And I definitely don't need a hernia belt. Well, that's up to you, man. That's, once you already have injured yourself, that's how you got it. So think of that. That's how you got it when you were 100%. Now you're not 100%. Now, do you want to keep pushing against it? Keep lifting heavy and doing all that shit? Go get it fixed then. Anyway, that's it. That's all there is to it. Got to get out of here. It's late for me. Lots going on. I'll fill you in later. Have an awesome evening. Sleep tight. Pleasant dreams. Don't let the bed bugs bite.